Pousse. It's Spanish. It means like push.
Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Monday. Welcome to Brian and
I thought you were going to say Happy Mother's Day.
No.
Because
it's not even Mother's Day.
I know. That's what I was like. Why are you?
That's in like October or something.
Why are you saying that?
When is Mother's Day?
May. It was last month.
I didn't miss it today.
You probably. I don't know.
No, I didn't.
I don't really know. There's like only one person here. Mind you, it's Cecily Casey, so you rock my world. Okay, here we go.
Hema, Sassy
Christine
Pants.
Batista. Happy President's Day.
I think it's President's Day. Is it President's Day?
You
understand? We live in a bubble.
Here I'm going to look like an absolute idiot.
Not possible. By the way, today's show, Core Values. Aligning what you want with what you have. Barn burner!
Every show's a barn burner.
It is! This is a barn burner. This is like going to demystify so much for so many people related to why they can't ever seem to have what they want. There's lack of alignment, and we're going to show you how to align all that.
Woohoo!
Barn burner. What's up, everybody?
Good morning.
Bag of brains.
Monday. Welcome to the show.
Connie Mother Nature is here. Michelle Adams is here. Janine is here.
Sandy Weinberger, who's back home.
First of all, it's not Weinberger.
Oh, you know why I do that?
Because I used to call her Weinberger.
No, that's not why I do that. I do that because I used to have a client whose last name was Weinberger.
Oh, I remember you used to tell me stories like that.
Yeah,
yes.
and I always say in my head, Sandy Weinberger.
Yes. Anyway, she's my European girlfriend. And Dr. Mark Test is here. Look at everybody's here. Colleen Danielson, Neil McDonald, fellow Canuck, fellow Canadian.
You know, I was
here.
just...
Tiffany Maxon, the funny one.
Is
Why?
back.
I haven't seen her.
She was gone last week.
Why?
I'm not sure where you were, but we
Why?
missed you. She mentioned it on one of the shows. I'm going to be Oh, Mark Testa is naked.
Yes, he is. Dr. Testa showing us what's up.
You know, to play off of Mark Testa's comment about him being naked, I was laughing because most of you probably know that Mark Testa.
Mark Tester.
Mark Testa.
Mark Tester. He went to Harvard.
Is my I don't know what you call it, my like distance chiropractor.
Medical
consultant, my all things alternative health, and he's brilliant. But I was laughing this morning because of the exchange he and I had about my period. And it was just like the most random conversations go on between myself and Mark. And I'm thinking I'm so glad Mark doesn't have too much information.
He's a physician.
Yeah, but it's still funny.
Speaking of physicians, Lynette Macias, Ashley Rowe, Kelly Nicole, Elisa, who says Canuck in the Hut. She's also Canadian.
Canuck in the Hut?
Yeah.
Canuck in the Hut?
Because she's in Alberta.
Yeah.
Edmonton, I think.
I think Calgary.
I'm not a big fan of Edmonton.
Oh, Elisa, are you from Edmonton or Calgary?
Right.
Now I can't remember.
Kaylin Graham's here.
Laurel Holmes, welcome to the show.
Maureen Taylor's here. Look at everybody.
Can I ask you guys how
Before you go, today's show, remember, core values, aligning what you want with what you have. What's so funny?
No, I did this face.
Core values, aligning what you want with what you have. Big demystifying episode today. Because everybody wants something, but they don't have exactly what they want. And no namby-pamby today. Okay, no namby-pamby. No, I have everything I need. None. We're going to sit in the category of positively dissatisfied. You were about to write it
I'm going to talk about it.
You should. We're going to sit in that category today. Briefly, there's nothing wrong with saying, I want this. I want more of that. Mm-hmm. Okay? Yes, spirituality, we're very grateful, thankful, happy with what we have, but we can be positively dissatisfied. We can want more. We live in an abundant world. We are Stardust, bitches.
Hashtag.
We are capable of anything, so let's sit in that category and not play the game of I have all that I ever need.
Oh, I'm so excited to talk about
this
now.
Good show.
Can I just give a shout out to Matej Turk?
Yes.
Who just found us today. So, welcome, Matej. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, and I apologize, but you are officially a newbie crewbie. Welcome to the crew.
Right on. Hello.
And hopefully you enjoy the show. I mean, you're going to enjoy the show.
Of course you are. Elisa, by the way, is in Edmonton, but I did not know that Zoe Morgan is also in Edmonton. Look at that.
I
Christine
think I
McGill
knew
is here.
I actually think I knew that.
Michelle Lee's here. Kelly Goldowski is here. Look at everybody's here.
Buongiorno. Come va?
Should we do a quick announcement as part of the pre-show?
No, it's got to be after because of the way that it's made.
We have a quick announcement.
It's more like a celebration.
I'm very excited about
I want to know how everybody's weekend was. Did you guys have a great weekend?
Yes, I did.
What was awesome about your weekend this weekend?
I had a wonderful Bubby's Day yesterday. It was Happy Bubby's Day. My love language, I'm not big on getting gifts.
which is really...
I'm not a big gift guy. I don't like receiving gifts. Yeah. It doesn't speak to me, which is hard for Carrie and Maya.
Doesn't mean I didn't get him a gift yesterday.
Because Carrie and Maya love to give gifts, which is awesome. That's their love language. But I just like quality time with the people I love.
Yeah.
So I woke up uber early, which I love. I got to spend a few hours just relaxing by myself. Then Carrie got up. We did some Sunday work. We always have work to do on Sunday that we enjoy doing. So we did that together. The kids got up. No one remembered except for Carrie that it was even Bubby's Day. Because I told the kids, guys, don't make a big deal of this.
That's what you want.
That's what I just like. It's Sunday. Let's have a nice Sunday. So then we went to the gym as a family. The kids swam. We trained. And then we ran one errand. We came home and I lied on the couch. In and out of Godfather 3.
Well, like Maya rubbed your feet.
Well, Maya rubbed me.
Yeah. It was brilliant.
What a great day. And then, the pièce de résistance, French. I went to bed last night. I got a little cubby where I put my pajamas. So I went to get my pajamas out, and Carrie had got me one gift. It's exactly the kind of gift I want, though.
Yeah.
It was a little kind of like insignificant, awesome thing that I think is awesome.
Yep. I love it. I love it because I've learned how to give you gifts too.
Yes.
Usually the best way to do it is to make sure it's hidden somewhere and you can open it by yourself and be in your own space with it. Maureen Blondet has a question for me. How much coffee do you allow yourself? I usually have one coffee, sometimes two a day.
Yeah, one or two. The absolute most. Yeah.
So, and then I wanted to say something. Oh! Hi, Richard Wasson. First of all,
Richard Wasson, top of the morning to you.
The second thing I want to say is, okay, I'm really sorry for doing this to you, crew, but we have got a big surprise coming up.
Yes, we
do.
And
it's not so much a surprise that's like going to immediately or like directly impact your life, but it's exciting, and it all transpired on Saturday, and you have to wait till July 24th to know. I'm really sorry, but I'm really excited, so I'm just going to leave that right there.
Oh, wow,
and then this
wow.
second thing that I want to say is everybody do not forget, next week we are going to come at you with announcements with regards to voting for the live stream awards, because that's next week. June 26th is the day that the awards are announced.
We both got nominated.
So we're going to call
Best live stream co-hosts on the planet.
We're going to call the crew up into action.
Yes, we are.
To help us all get that win. Because
absolutely.
Because let's face it, winning's fun.
Winning is the best.
Let's not try and sugarcoat it.
Aaron Johnson's here. Dr. Aaron Shiver says good morning. Richard Wasson says I'm back, but he says it with an Irish accent because he's like a leprechaun. Was that like...
That's how I understand Irish people.
Was that like Hobbit?
No, that's how I understand Irish people.
Mama Drops is here. Yay. Everybody had good weekends.
I love it. And Erin Johnson, big shout out to you, little Miss Thang, because she got through to the final round of interviews out of 600 applicants to the job that she is applying for right now.
I am so proud of her.
And Marshall Holmes, again, welcome to the show.
Marshall Holmes loves our website. So much value. Thank you, Marshall.
I love that.
Where are you in the world, Marshall, and how did you find us?
Yes,
I'd love to know those two.
I want to know that as well.
Richard Washer says, you're hilarious. Maureen Taylor is LOLing something that I'm not too sure what she's LOLing. Tiffany Maxim says, it's like seeing a trailer for an awesome movie that doesn't come out for another month. Damn it, Carrie. She's the funny one.
Maybe if you twist our arms, maybe we'll let you know earlier. But I don't know, because it's worth the wait.
Bye, Colleen. By the way, she has to leave for the day. What a good show it's going to be. Sorry, go ahead.
Michelle's birthday's on our wedding anniversary.
Oh, that's awesome. I love... Was she was at the summit?
No,
Michelle Adams at the summit.
Yes.
Who I love, by the way. I was like Michelle Adams at the summit. Not Michelle Lee, but Michelle Adams. I love them both. Today's show, core values, aligning what you want with what you have. We're going to demystify this whole concept of how to get what you want. Truly, simply, okay? And we're going to sit in the pocket of positive dissatisfaction today. So there's no namby-pamby about I have all that I want. We get it. We're all grateful. That's lovely. This show is about something different.
Yes. And Colleen says, please welcome my newbie crewbie friend, John Linden. Welcome, John
what's
Linden.
up, John? Yes.
Not everybody shows up. I don't know who you're talking about, Lisa, great hair day, me or Brian, but I think we're both having great hair days.
I'm having a good beard day for sure.
I do too.
Lisa Arsenault, by the way, I don't know if I said hi to her yet. Karen Roberts is here as well. Papa Drafts is also here. Whole crew's here.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
You know what we're going to do today? We are going to burn the barn down.
Fuck.
I miss you guys so much when we're here on the weekends.
I like this. Joey Morgan says, I'm excited for this. I do a lot of coaching in this area. How to get what you want. Cool. I'm excited for
I am so ready for today's show in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Crew Nation. Let's eliminate your limits. It's almost like we were talking. That's fun.
We are back.
We are. By the way, we're talking like while that thing rolls, and I love it.
What's
like
happened?
It's my favorite thing to talk to you, and no one knows what we're saying.
I know, it's like a big secret. Okay, so before we get rolling,
yes.
we're about to get rolling with an awesome epic show.
Yes.
But we have a very, very special birthday in the house today.
Yes.
And guys, you know, part of my resistance of doing birthdays is that I'm not going to catch every one of them. So you just,
Agreed.
if ever we miss a birthday,
it's not because we mean to.
Don't think it's intentional.
Exactly.
But we have a really special birthday in the house today to a really wonderful young man who was here at Crew Day.
He was.
I'm going to put it up on the screen. So this is a very special shout out to little Mr. Taylor Arsenault, Lisa Arsenault's son.
Yes.
He turns 12 today. That's him there being all kinds of happy.
Good looking kid, that one,
He's just a really unique little human being. And he's actually told Lisa that he is going to be the first Crew kid who's going to turn into a coach.
A coach. He's going to coach underneath the Brian and Carrie umbrella, which we support.
Absolutely.
And I want to add that if we should, by chance, start doing work with kids again, was that a hint? Potentially a tease? We're going to start evoking working with Taylor sooner than he thinks.
Yes, so welcome.
Welcome, Taylor, to your birthday.
Happy birthday, Taylor.
What a great kid. But I could talk a lot about that kid.
I could as well.
He's just a great kid.
You know
great mom.
I could say a lot about that kid.
Yes.
About Taylor, but I'm not going to, only because I could do it for the next 25 minutes and then the show's over.
Right. By the way, Liz Gillinger is here, and that's my cue to start the show. So welcome to Brian and Carrie in the morning. Today, the show is all about core values, aligning what you want with what you have. And we are live in the absolutely stunning, beautiful, picturesque summer of Mount Tremblant, Quebec, where we are live 5 mornings a week. Monday through Friday, we get rolling at 10 a.m. Eastern, but our pre-show starts at 9:50. And that's when you should join us, because that's when all the fun happens. Today's show is going to be a nice little expose about our own core values, why they're important, and how they actually work as governing philosophies in your life.
Right.
And Carrie's going to talk about a concept she created called positive dissatisfaction.
I've been waiting for being able to talk about that.
You know what? I want to kick the show off there.
Yeah.
So, Crew Nation, you know we're going to earn it. We always earn it. As always, we'd love you if you feel that we're going to earn it, which we do every day. Give us a share right now.
Share.
Yes.
Share.
That's like the Yana dance.
Yeah.
All right, so Carrie Campbell, you came up with this whole concept of positive dissatisfaction, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago.
It's a long time ago now, yeah.
And we've talked about it a lot. We've taught it in some circles.
Yeah.
And yet we've lived by it incredibly, we've been very vibrant underneath that band for a long time. So I want you to talk about that before I do that.
Yeah, sure. Let me first give you the story of where it came from, because it's actually, I think that understanding how something was conceptualized, there's value to that, right? So I, as you guys know, probably I change my hair often, or the hair color changes.
Yes.
And it sounds like really that led to some big concept, right? But I had changed my hair a couple of times over a period of 3 months, and somebody messaged me or said to me, I can't remember, it was actually an acquaintance of ours, you know, I find myself wondering if the reason you constantly change your hair is because you're not happy.
Yeah.
There's something about yourself you're not happy with. And I gave that really crooked smile of I don't really know what you're talking about.
But you gave it a thought.
Right.
You gave it some consideration.
Well, in the moment, I actually gave it more consideration once I walked away from the situation, because I found myself I want to say I was rubbed the wrong way, but it wasn't so much I was rubbed the wrong way as that I recognized how much that statement was a disconnect between what I really felt.
Yeah.
And so I think it's always valuable to be able to understand ourselves a little bit better, right?
Exactly.
So I examined everything in my life, right? And you talked about it. You were just saying let's not do the namby-pamby. Everything's so perfect. I'm so happy. Blah blah.
I'm gonna get to that again.
Right?
In a second.
But
Absolutely.
I started to realize that in that moment, I really was truly so happy and so fulfilled, and there was quote unquote nothing I would necessarily change. There's no regrets that I was experiencing.
Yep.
But at the same time, I was constantly looking for the next level. Right? And over the years, I've been actually challenged a lot of times by people challenging that next level. Like, are you never going to be happy?
Yeah.
Are you never going to be satisfied?
Which is so dumb, because it's like, why do people who have ambition for more, why are they boxed by society as, well, they're not happy now?
Exactly.
I'm happy as a pig in shit.
Right.
But you know what? I interrupted you.
No,
I don't
it's
want to
okay.
interrupt you. I just want to finish this one last point.
Yep.
We live in an abundant universe. We live on a planet that provides for whatever we might want. Right. There is talented people. There are resources. There is money. Why not go and get all of that working in your favor for bigger and more and revolution and change?
Absolutely.
Like, why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It's got no commentary on whether you're happy or not.
Right.
Well, it doesn't have to.
Yeah, so I took all of the comments. I took the people who were saying to me, like, are you never going to be happy? Or is there something undercurrent that you're really not happy with?
Exactly.
And I coined the term positively dissatisfied. And that's exactly what I have been since then. And I will continue to be for the rest of my life. So the implication of being positively dissatisfied is essentially saying that I am brilliantly happy and blissful today. My life was awesome. If I were to die today, I would not die with any regrets.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I am always going to climb to the next rung on the ladder and always seek more growth and better and happier because it exists.
Yes.
So we choose to live in a state of positive dissatisfaction.
Exactly. And you know what? So my take on all that, as you guys know now, I tend to think in philosophy and spirituality, and a lot of that circles around what I call natural law.
Right.
If you want tips of how you work, or let me just say that better, maybe how you work optimally, look at nature. Nature shows you what true success. The flower doesn't have to contemplate consciously. Gee, I sure do hope I bud. It just fucking grows. It just does what it's supposed to do.
Right.
And one of the parts of nature I've always been so enamored by is the seasonal change.
Yeah.
Right now, we live in Canada. I've lived in the Midwest United States, so seasons are part of my appetite my entire life, right? Seasons, everything evolves. Grass grows. I mean, everything is in a constant state of evolution.
Yeah.
I've long said this, there is no such thing. We've talked about you're one of three people. You're a climber, a camper, like that kind of thing. I don't believe people who camp are actually stationary.
Right.
You're either moving forward or you're moving back.
Right.
The expedience at which you move depends on a lot of factors, but there's no such thing in the natural world as still. There's constant movement, right? So I draw a lot of inspiration from that.
Right.
We are always evolving. Everything about us changes on a very regular basis. So harness that and move with it. Because the more we try to grip, the more we try to center and stabilize ourselves, the more we are creating this massive disconnect of an energy source that's moving this way, where we're trying to fight to stay here.
Yes, I mean,
that's my source of positive dissatisfaction.
You know, I also want to say that I think it's helped me over the years of like, I mean, I think I've always been this way, to be honest with you. I think I just found language to wrap around it when somebody, you know, questioned me in an interesting way.
Absolutely.
But I think we often talk about like, learn how to stay in the now, be in the now.
Right.
How do you not stress, be in the now? But that's one of those things that's great. How do you do it? Right.
Sure.
I mean, and obviously we talk a lot about our tools that help you do that, but that's what positive dissatisfaction is for me. Like, you know, there is a lot that I want to do, and where I'm going and where we're going is like, I wouldn't want it to be today, because part of the positive dissatisfaction is creating it all,
100%.
right? So I don't ever want to be done with all of that.
Absolutely. You know, Neil McDonald just gave a great hashtag, calm water is always flowing. 100% true. You can drive by a lake or walk by a lake that looks calm. Yeah. Nothing's moving, except underneath it.
Right.
Things are moving nonstop underneath it. Everything in nature is in motion.
Right.
Should we do that now?
Yeah.
I got so excited about this topic today. I just wanted to jump into it. You know what I forgot?
What'd you forget, Bubby?
How we start every single show. Where my crew at?
Crew!
Yes!
Crew!
My bad. So you know what? We've earned it so far. Let's get Crew Nation rolling out on that share train. Let's get some more shares going if you feel compelled to do so.
Yeah.
Now, core values. What's that got to do with everything we just talked about? Okay, so I want to frame it this way. I'm a framing kind of guy. I'm going to frame it this way. Because I'm a framing kind of guy.
He says things in the middle of his like serious like talk, and I'm like, that was so funny. Did anybody else laugh?
I'm a ball of entertainment. Okay. Every company, from the start of mankind till now, creates a mission statement and a list of values. Do you know where those mission statements and values end up?
In a binder in the shelf under dust.
Over there, where nobody knows what the core values are. Nobody knows what the mission statement is. The enterprising entrepreneurs who created this company in 1804 thought of it, wrote them down. What we need to have a breathing mechanism to indoctrinate everybody into these core values in this mission statement, but we don't.
Right.
Which means the core values in the mission statements go for naught. Okay? I have talked personally with employees of Apple, Microsoft, and Walmart. And I say, hey, what's the mission statement and the core values of Apple? You know what the answer was? I have absolutely no idea. So this is not just Mickey Mouse companies. Apple, Microsoft, Walmart. What's the core values of Walmart? I was in the company orientation when I got hired, and now I can't remember. Okay, they have to be breathing entities. So we adopted about 4 or 5 years ago a list of 6 core values, and they have stood the test of time. Now that's not to say they won't evolve; they won't dynamically change. We review them once a quarter, but right now they've stayed largely the test of time. Okay. But they have become our breathing ethos. So much so that our life is based on these 6 core values. Right. And our business is an extension of these 6 core values. And Crew Nation, which is you're part of, is built off of these core values. Our entire lives work off the engine of these 6 little core values. Yeah. But what does that mean, and how does that work in the context of aligning what you want and what you have? How do you make decisions on what to invest in? How do you make decisions on what to put in your mouth, food-wise? How do you make decisions on this or that? Small decisions every single day, massive decisions every once in a while. Yeah. If you don't have a governing ethos that becomes part of the fabric of who you are, gets so intertwined into your unconscious, it just becomes you. If you don't have that, then you lack a compass. You lack a directional pursuit. You lack a breathing definition of not who you are, but what you are. Yeah. So if you establish core values and you refer to them, you indoctrinate them into you, they become extensions of everything you do, all of a sudden the gap between what you have and what you want starts to shorten. Right. Because those core values are the gap between the two. Right. Let's be honest. What you want and what you have now, what's the gap? What is that bridge? Decisions you make and actions you take. That's it. Yeah. Those core values speak to that bridge. It builds that bridge that compresses the geographic difference between what you have and what you want. Yeah. That making sense to you? Give us a shout out. Are you picking up what we're laying down? Yeah, before you go, does that? I want to know if that's resonating. Are you feeling what we're saying here? Okay, so you go ahead and I'll watch the movie.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to say. I mean, you said compass, right? It's the equivalent. It literally is the equivalent of being in the middle of an ocean with no navigational tools, right? And trying to get to shore. You're never going to know which way you're turning, right? Or if you're going to circle yourself back and around, you know? Exactly. One of the things that I we talk all the time about what school doesn't prepare you for. Yes. And this is another one of those examples for me, okay? Because, I can remember back to my childhood where my parents would have conversations with me that were like, things like about morals and values. Yes. Right? And I knew those terms. I knew what they meant. You can even understand, like, they give a visceral feel of understanding that there's a fabric in your being. Yes. When you talk about your morals and your values, right? But nowhere in life, in our education, parenting more often than not, do we ever take the time to teach kids how to establish these, right? Right. So there's all these adults, you guys, walking, not like you guys, but like people walking around this world without this unbelievable like center, this core of themselves established, right? See how we built this? We talked about the philosophy of center last week, that core. Yeah. This is what our philosophy of center is built off of, these 6 core values. So we're going to share our core values today. Yeah. We're going to share them with you, talk about them each individually, and what we'd love you to do is 2 things. 3 things, actually. Number 1, think about each of these core values as it relates to the experiences you've had inside of Crew Nation so far. Are we doing what we said we were going to do? Are we building Crew Nation with you and for you in line, in conjunction with these core values? Yeah. I want you to assess that. Right. Number 2, I want you to think about your own core values if you have or don't have them.
And I want to be clear. Everyone gets to be excited. Everyone gets, oh yes, I have core values too. But are they breathing, fabricated, are they part of you?
Yeah.
Do you refer to them all the time?
Right.
I want you to consider all of that.
Yeah.
Because, we just launched an apprentice program, which means we're going to start hiring new coaches, new senior coaches, new master trainers, new staff members at large. And guess what's going to happen day one? We're going to start indoctrinating you into these core values.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay? So the third thing I want you to do is comment as we go.
Yep.
Are you liking this one? Does that one resonate? What do you feel about that one? Match it to Crew Nation and your experiences inside of Crew Nation so far. I want you to comment a lot today.
Absolutely. Yeah, two things. At the end, I'm gonna wrap it all up on a practicality of do this now.
Yeah.
And how to continue doing it moving forward. Okay, so I'll put that into practicality for you. And I just want to address what Neil said. He's like, I have never thought I should have values to be honest. And I want to say, like, I think you mentioned this at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Like, we're really good at doing this and then putting it in a cupboard in our business, right? But so few people ever think to adopt this for themselves in their personal life, right? So we should stop segmenting those two things and look at it as a whole.
And these 6 resonate with every part of our lives.
Yes.
Our parenting, our relationship, our lives, our
Everything.
individual decisions,
Absolutely.
our business, all of it.
Yeah. That's right.
Core value number 1. You guys ready? Hearts, Crew Nation. I want to see some hearts. If you're ready, let's get some hearts rolling across the screen.
Let's go with the hearts, people!
So our first core value is simply this, sawubona, which I'm not going to go into the story. We've told it more than once. It's a Zulu term. It translates to English as I see you.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, why is that our number 1 core value in our life, our business, and inside of Crew Nation? Because we exist on a very small, little, itty-bitty planet with 7 billion plus people, most of whom feel lonely, isolated, and alone. The whole ethos of I see you is I don't want to see you as I have a perspective. I want to see you as is the perspective. I'm not trying to make you or formulate you into what I want based on my own bias. I'm trying to see the authentic you. That's the first reason. We're trying to see each individual member of Crew Nation as they are.
Absolutely.
Which is why, by the way, on shows like Fucked Up Friday from this past Friday, we ask questions. We want to get to know you. We want you to get to know each other.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with that.
So does that resonate? Does your experience in Crew Nation so far suffice that? But let me go one step farther.
Yeah.
Phil, go ahead.
I was just going to say, we got a great...
I was going to say something, but then I was going to let you talk, and then you didn't say anything. So I was like, oh, let's keep going then. So then you were like, oh, I got something to say.
I had 2 things I wanted to say. We actually got a message from someone on Friday who made, so if you're new to the crew, if you've ever chimed in and you're new, you know that we reach out to each one of you as much as we can individually to welcome you to the show. Right. And somebody on Friday just made mention of the fact that she was so unbelievably impressed by the fact that we know who the newbie groupies are, right? That we pay attention to that, right? And that's not guys, that's not strategy. No. That's sawubona. That's exactly
part
what
of
it
our
is,
core value.
Right? That will never be gone for us because it's like number 1 on our core value list for a reason.
Yeah, well, let me add to that. Yeah. Okay, because Brian&Carrie is exploding right now, including our live stream, right? So what was one of our first orders of business? And we're telling you this for the very first time right now. That is not a strategy for Carrie and I to go in every show, look for names we don't recognize, and send private messages saying welcome. That is sawubona. But as Brian&Carrie explodes, we just hired a brand new operative inside of our company. She's a doll, and you're going to love her. She's going to be part of our community management. She's now taking over that reign to message people who are new to the show and say hi. That's the first layer of hire. Yeah. Because it's not a strategy. It's sawubona. Okay, now let me take it one step farther. You ready? You ready to kind of punch in the chops just a little bit? In a good way, lovingly. Yeah. Okay? So yes, we want to see you. Okay? You know what we also want inside of Brian&Carrie? We want to help you see yourself. Yes. Everybody is great. Keyboard warrior is a negative term. Because it means like some idiot who's sitting behind in autonomy a keyboard and being an asshole. But you know what? Another form of keyboard warrior who's not an asshole at all? The one who gives great advice to everybody else but doesn't take it.
Yes.
Okay? We didn't want Brian and Carrie to be a place where there's 5,000 members of our community and every single one is a fucking expert. Mm-hmm. Not because we think we are the experts, because we want to show you our vulnerability, our underbelly, our realness, our pain, our challenges, our difficulty, so that you know what? You don't have to keyboard warrior here. Mm-hmm. You don't have to write out, yeah, this is what I always tell my clients too. You know what? Just fucking participate without being the expert. Yeah. We want to help you see yourself. Mm-hmm. It's nice that we're talking about our core values, but what are yours? Mm-hmm. We don't necessarily, I mean, look, you can comment anything you want, but we don't need you to tell us and everybody else how excellent you are at this. We actually want to inspire you to look in you and say, you know what? I always do tell people this, but am I living it? Yep. That's the driver.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sawabona is what your driver. Mm-hmm. Are you in bound nature or free nature? Do you see how we're always trying to help you with a big fucking mirror? Say, look at you. Yeah. In the most beautiful, calm, non-judgmental way possible.
You know, what I was going to say before when you thought I wasn't going to say anything is actually more related to that. So I'm glad that you went that way. Right. Because the Sawabona for me, I mean, it represents a multitude of things within Sawabona, right? You know, the people we work with, the people we support and we help and we guide, but it's also reflective of us. Yes. Right? And I wrote down the word accountable. Yes. And I wrote down that word on purpose because, you know, with everything that you're building in anything in your life, you have a part in that. And in order to recognize that part, are you in bound nature? Are you in free nature? We have to be able to hold the mirror up to ourselves as well.
Exactly.
So, you know, if ever we have, for example, like, you know, something in the business isn't flowing the way we anticipated, before we start looking outside of ourselves at the other person and say, oh, that person's not doing what they were supposed to, whatever, we hold the mirror up to ourselves and we do a spot check, you know, is everything in alignment? Because I think that the Sawabona inward and outward is absolutely imperative. Yes. And for me, it really is the foundational core value.
100%. That's why it's our first core value. Yeah. And I think we're kicking the shit out of today's episode, so I'm going to make a request for shares. Please get this out to the world. Look how much Crew Nation is lighting up and commenting on all this stuff and seeing like possibilities for themselves. Yeah. Why wouldn't we want to extend that to the rest of the world? Okay? Crew Nation, are you ready for our second core value? I want some hearts.
Who wants to hear number 2?
I want some hearts if we're looking for number 2. Are we ready?
Who's ready?
Our second core value is simplicity plus consistency.
Oh my gosh, yes, please.
Do simple things. Do them on a regular basis.
Right.
That's how you lose weight. Mm-hmm. That's how you make money. That's how you build a business. That's how you create a relationship. Mm-hmm. Simple things done daily. Yeah. Is it? That's it. That's all. Yeah. And we want, I may love Gary Vaynerchuk as a person. I can't fucking stand his stance on what he teaches entrepreneurs. You gotta hustle 16 hours a day. You don't gotta. Because you know what's going to happen at the end of the life? Mm-hmm. We're all going to fucking die. Mm-hmm. That's it, that's all. And so you know what I want to do with my life? I want to fucking live it. I want to live my life. Yeah. And I believe to my core that you can build a legacy kind of business, have massive impact on millions of people without putting in 16 fucking hours a day. Yeah. Do simple things well. Do them every day. It's the only thing that will lead to success. Yeah. So I have one sub-point underneath that. I'm going to say it and I'm going to turn it over to you for another one. You know what simplicity plus consistency also involves? The mindset of progress, not perfection. Mm-hmm. Get out of your fucking head. Yeah. Get out of your head. That's what we remind ourselves every single day. Mm-hmm. Every day we remind ourselves, don't overthink this. Do this, do it simply, move on. Yeah. Every single day. Okay? Now we have another concept that we refer to in Justin the Handsome CEO.
Ooh, heaven shot.
He talks about this as well. 5x10. This is going to light you up. I want you all to consider yourselves as business owners, parents, people looking to lose weight. Just consider this concept of 5x10. Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so essentially the whole 5x10 notion is that you have 5 primary quote-unquote tasks to do in your life or in your business, and your goal is to get them done by 10 o'clock in the morning. Right? So that, and it's not like by 10 o'clock in the morning is like, don't take that so literally, because I think a lot of people will. Like, oh, but I can't do my 5 things by 10 o'clock in the morning because I leave the house at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work.
Yeah.
Right? But look at it like what the philosophy of that is that you have clarity on quote unquote what your tasks are or what you need to be doing, and then you're batching them all together and executing them in a diligent, quick, and simple manner.
Exactly.
Because if you're not organized and you don't know what your tasks are, simplicity is going to be nowhere to be found.
Absolutely.
Which then means consistency is going to be all over the map.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's what a 5 by 10 is. And of course, make it your own.
Make it your own.
Look at the concept of it.
Absolutely. Quick offshoot to Ed Turney. Great comment. I disagree wholly. And I want to add something. Don't hate, bro. Look, just because you can critique somebody doesn't mean you're hating on them.
Of course.
Okay? I think Gary Vaynerchuk's a fucking genius. I think he's amazing. I also think everybody is delusional if they think he is not suggesting to people. That's what it takes. I've read, I've seen, I've talked with. That's exactly what he's doing. That's not me hating. That's me disagreeing. Sure. Why the fuck is our culture in such a place that Gary V can say Brian and Carrie suck and this is why?
Right. Lots of people say we suck.
I'm not going to say you're hating. He gets to say his opinion.
Of course.
100%. So let's just talk what we're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Much, much smarter idea. Third core value. Wait.
Oh, I had something I wanted to add to that one. Simplicity plus consistency.
5 by 10 progress not perfection. Go.
It's a comment about it. Yeah. I just wanted to talk about the whole progress not perfection aspect and the simplicity of it all. We already talked about this. We bleed this into our team. We bleed this into our crew. We bleed this into our personal clients. We bleed this into our lives, right? And I had a client who came to me several months ago with their goals that they were working on, and they sent me the file, so I opened up the document, and no joke, it was like a 20 point, like it was, there was like 10 columns, and then there was like 8 rows, and all the boxes were filled in. And the person asked me, and like I'm not mocking this or making fun of it, but the person asked me, they go, I just don't understand why I'm not able to execute my goals. And I opened up the document and I go, that's why you're not able to execute your goals, because who wouldn't be overwhelmed by that? Yeah. Right? You can't start everything all at once, right?
It's too complex.
Which is why we use the whole layering process, right? Start with one thing, add on another, and that breeds simplicity, which therefore leads to the consistent effort that you can put out.
We must simplify.
Yes.
Shout out to Gary Swarney, by the way, who just joined us.
Oh, hi, Gary.
What's up, Gary? Third.
Numéro 3.
Are you guys ready for 3?
Yes.
I want hearts.
Who wants hearts?
If we're ready for 3.
I know a lot of our crew loves this one.
You know what? I saw LC commented on it not too long ago.
Yeah, because
you guys ready for number 3?
It's a great concept.
It really is. Okay. Number 3. Elf. Stolen direct from our friend Joe Polish.
Borrowed. We didn't steal it.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
We've told him we teach it. But that's one we've amalgamated somewhat recently into our own core values and our business.
Yes.
This is the way a business should be built. You give me the best business builders and minds in the entire world, I will take Joe Polish's way of doing things over anybody else's. Right. We know him well. We know him personally. We know how he operates. The man's a fucking genius. Elf. Yeah. Everything should be easy, lucrative, and fun.
Right.
That's building a business. Okay, from Joe Polish's perspective, we have made it about our life.
Yes.
Our life, my training, your training, our nutrition, everything must be easy, lucrative, and fun. If it's not easy, then it's not energetically for you. I'm going to expand on that later.
Yeah.
Lucrative does not have a definable currency. Right. Lucrative doesn't necessarily mean money. It can mean fulfilling. Okay, and fun does need a definition, but there it is.
Right.
Life should be fun. It should be easy. It should be lucrative. Building a business should be easy, lucrative, and fun.
Yep.
Formulating a relationship, parenting your kids, all of it should be easy, lucrative, and fun.
Yep.
That one core value has reshaped everything.
Yeah.
Absolutely everything for us.
Absolutely.
In life and business.
Yeah, I want to make 2 points right now, okay? The first point, I'm going to say this first. We talk a lot about, how everybody kind of says, like, do what feels good, okay?
Yeah.
That's a great concept. Like,
yes.
I'm not in disagreement with the concept, right? But you have to learn how to discover what feels good.
100%.
Hence the point number 1 of our core values, Sawabona. So these are all, they all work together, right? When you see yourself, you know your drivers, then you can look at ELF and you can say like, okay, is this easy, lucrative, and fun? But that's what ELF is for me. It's the equivalent of learning how to pay attention. If something doesn't feel good, if there is a disconnect, if there is an energy drain, if there's a, whatever you want to define it as, chances are it's not easy, lucrative, or fun, or one of the two, right? So that for me is where the whole concept of like this, like, it brings the how into do what feels good.
100%.
So
can I give some like rational examples and all that?
Yeah.
Okay, training for me. So we started a cut, right? We did about a 6-month growth phase, which included higher levels of calories every day and very heavy weight training with limited reps. Lots of central nervous system fatigue. Okay? That all led to us gaining some weight, putting on some muscle, getting a lot stronger. Then, boom, that phase is done. Now we're going into a 4 or 5 month cut phase. 1 week into that cut phase, I had to call my coach. And I had to say, look, I hate this. Right? I'm all for the cut, 100%. But I can't do that kind of shit for training. It's not easy for me. It's not energetically fun for me. There's no lucrative payout for me whatsoever because I will start hating it so much, I won't want to do it. Okay? Now, here's a really key point. You ready? You got to have willpower. You got to dig deep. You got to do the shit you don't like to do. Said the stupidest person on the fucking planet. By the way, so many success experts say that. You got to dig deep. You got to do the shit you don't like. If it doesn't feel good, you're not going to do it well. And you know what willpower does? Willpower gives you heart disease. Willpower gives you cancer. Willpower gives you depression. Willpower gives you lots of things that are not good because you're fighting an energetic force that does not serve you. Align your energies. That is not the same as being lazy or delusional. I want to lose weight, but I don't like going to the gym, so I'm just going to manifest that I'm going to lose weight without having to go to the gym. That's stupid, okay? But I have a simple litmus test. Does this inside of me feel easy? Do I feel fulfilled, i.e. lucrative, doing it? And is it fun? If it is, I do that. We've built a business that way. We've built our training programs that way. We've built a life that way. Even little things that we had to learn. So for all you entrepreneurs out there, when we first started Brian&Carrie in the morning, we had every consultant said, okay, so here's what you have to do. You have to take your binder, see? You got to sit down, you got to think about the 5 shows you want to do every week. You got to write them out and brainstorm them, and then you got to take that piece of paper, crumble it up and throw it away, because now you've got the ideas, but you've got to refine them. You got to do them all again, but you got to do them better, right? It's like a 2-day process. So you got to prepare the next week on Thursday and Friday. So we did that for 2 weeks. And we were like, oh my God, I hate this.
And we were kind of like at each other too.
Oh, we were totally. Which is not us.
That was our first tip off that something's not working here.
So here's what we do. A great friend of ours, Michael Fishman, says this. He says, you know what? Know the rules like a pro, but break them like an artist. Do what the fuck you want. Do what feels good. That's what artists do. So you know how we prepare for Brian&Carrie in the morning? At around 3 or 4 minutes to 7 o'clock every morning before we go wake up our kids, we say, hey, we want to do the show today. And Carrie says something like, I was thinking about this. Or I say, I've been thinking about this. And then we're like, oh, okay. Then she goes and wakes up the kids while I think about it for a second. And about 10 minutes later, we have a show.
And talk about Salabona.
That is how we produce every show. Because it's easy for us. It's fulfilling. It's lucrative. And it's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to build your life, your training, your business, your relationship, your parenting around ELF.
Completely.
What's good for us is not necessarily good for you. What's good for Gary Vee is not necessarily good for you.
Absolutely.
What's good for Tony Robbins is not necessarily good for you. You got to know you. That's the key.
Yeah, and I want to make one point with regard to the easy, okay? Because I think that there stands the possibility of people misinterpreting, okay? Brian said, I don't know if you picked up when he was talking about his training, he said easy. It didn't feel easy on the inside.
Yes.
Because easy does not imply that there isn't hard work involved, right? Easy does not imply that Brian's going to go to the gym now and not break a sweat or not feel like he's physically exerted himself. Easy does not imply that you're not going to, sit down at your computer to write a book, right? But it's not so my training for me it's easy. Like, I look forward to going to the gym. You know, I do have to focus my mind. I'm sweating and dripping, but it's easy, right? So do not mistake easy for there's not hard work involved.
It's an energetic ease.
Right, exactly.
Does that make sense? When you feel the challenge or you feel the ease of it all.
Exactly.
I will happily go and front squat 400 pounds for 5 sets of 2. Now that is fucking hard work.
Nothing easy about that.
But energetically it feels very simple to
exactly.
me. Can I make one point? Look at the compound, my friends. ELF has to align with simplicity and consistency. If it's not ELF, you won't do it simply, and you won't do it all the time.
Yeah.
And in order to make something ELF, and therefore do it simply and consistently, you have to know yourself, Sawabona.
Yeah, and
it all compounds.
Absolutely. And so Matej just asked a question, which you just answered.
Yeah.
But for example, you might think you don't like something, doesn't make you feel good because you lack knowledge and progress, but the better you get, the more you like it and maybe even love it. What do you think about that? So we mentioned this when we did a whole show on ELF a couple of weeks ago, and we mentioned this on that show, that ELF can change. So what is not ELF today, in 3 months from now, as you have seen yourself more, as you have grown, as you have made things more simple and consistent, you might find that it is ELF, or vice versa, right? So I think one of the things that we have to remember, and this goes to the whole notion that we were talking about last week, like that the atom being 99.99% empty,
space, yes.
is that none of this is ever going to be fixed. It's always, there's always moving and dynamics in ourselves and in all of these aspects.
100%. And Maureen makes a comment similar. But don't we learn to love the things that are not easy? Again, Maureen, it's a splice between outwardly easy and inwardly easy.
Exactly.
Okay? If something is an energetic drain on me, I don't do it. That's it. That's all. If it feels like, oh my God, I don't want to do that. Well, then that's all the indicators I need because I know myself so well.
Yeah.
I understand Sawabona. I've been living it for a decade. I know my drivers.
Yeah.
This is an internal versus an external reality.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I just want to comment on what LC said. Because LC said, Grant Cardone says, 20 minutes a day with your children is more than enough. I want to just make a quick comment to that because, I worked with kids for a very long time, and I know parents who spent 4 hours a day parallel to their kids while they watched TV.
Yeah.
And I would levy, in those cases, 20 minutes could be better than 4 hours.
It could.
So I think it's a quality, not quantity thing. And I just wanted to make that comment.
It's a great point. Elsie is drawing comparison between Grant Cardone and Gary Vee, who are birds of the same feather.
Right.
They work nonstop. They both have families. Grant Cardone is probably a lot more outlandish in the way he says it. About, if I'm not mistaken, this might be an urban legend, but I believe he had some angina one time and was actually in the hospital and still doing videos.
I remember hearing that story.
Yeah, so Grant Cardone is an extreme that I have no interest in following.
Not my flavor.
Not my flavor whatsoever, but you know what? We all get to have our own flavor.
What's number 4?
Who's ready for number 4?
Numero 4.
Yes. I just did a voice there that reminded me of a movie voice that I do well, and I wanted to do it now, but I can't.
Want me to do it again?
No, what I just did.
Oh.
Who's ready for number 4? I can't remember what movie that's from.
Who's ready for number 4?
It's not the line, it's my voice.
Do it again.
No.
Maybe. Do it again for me.
Who's ready for number 4? It's from a movie. I'm going to figure it out. Are there hearts going by?
Oh, I love that Matej thought that was Italian. It was French, Matej, but I can do Italian as well. Numero 4. There you go. We have all of them.
Hey, I'm impressed. Number 4. You ready?
I'm ready.
Be unlimited.
Yeah.
Be unlimited. Now, let's take this out of lip service. Let's take this out of motivation. Let's take this out of I can do anything, I'm Stardust bitches. Let's put it into practicality. Okay? It sounds like Stallone, says Kelly Nicole. It might be.
Bill Murray in Stripes. Chris Farley.
Forrest Gump.
It's Chris Farley when he's down by the river.
It is. That's right! Because I used to live in a van down by the river! And these 6 core values are what got me out of that van down by the river!
I've never seen that clip. I've never seen it. That's how often Brian does that voice that I know exactly what he was talking about.
Oh, shit. Be unlimited. we're going to make it practical for a second.
Yes.
Because we try to instill in you this whole Stardust Bitches reality. Mm-hmm. And on Tuesday of last week, I finally taught something that is part of our apprentice program. We don't spend a lot of time teaching like this on Brian and Carrie in the morning, which means you should come into our apprentice program to learn it more. Okay, but I talked about the cosmos and the universe and how it's all singular stuff and we're all moving together and flowing. We're all part of the same ecosystem, internally even, okay? Unlimited is not lip service. Mm-hmm. It needs to be grounded and foundationalized by something solid. Right. Okay? So when we talk about mindset, right, there's a lot of like more the spiritualist, and I always refer to them quite frankly as the namby-pamby spiritualists, because they're the 21st century spiritualists who say it's not mindset, it's heart set. It's what you feel. Don't even get me started because, you know, the way we dissect it, we're in free nature or bound nature, good, bad, right? If you don't think feelings and emotions can be as delusional as thoughts, you're crazy. Not to mention your mind and your heart are part of the same ecosystem that creates action. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's not splice it down silly. But let's take it one step farther for the contemporary spiritualists who differ away from the brain and the mind as important elements. It's just the heart, it's just what we feel. Mm-hmm. Buddha, who is the godfather, he's the OG of spiritualism. He talked about the mind nonstop. Okay? So for us, be unlimited is to release to something. Mm-hmm. And what we find a lot of power in releasing to is the Polynesian islands gave rise to beautiful spiritual tenets decades upon centuries ago. And one of them is called Huna. Mm-hmm. And there's 7 independent laws or tenets within Huna. But the first one is as you think, so it gives rise. Yeah. As you think, so it gives rise. Which means if you get the idea that we can build this Brian and Carrie, this Crew Nation brand, into as big as Tony Robbins, into a world-changing things where we're going to schools all around the world and we redevelop curriculum and we reconcentrate a new generation of people, young people who come up with this kind of mentality, not the current mentality, you can get overwhelmed by that shit really fucking fast.
Absolutely.
But Be Unlimited reminds us that we have to give what is going to be given rise to is what we think. Yeah. So it's not our job to question how. Mm-hmm. It's not our job to wonder if.
Yeah. Forget the what ifs.
Right? It's our job to simply give rise to the momentum in our thoughts. Absolutely. And that will bleed our actions and so on. That is our 4th tenet.
I want to
add, like that one?
You know, I want to add more to that one. But the thing is like, I would just repeat everything you just said. Yeah. But really and truly what I want to say is that when you adopt that and it works in conjunction with everything else, right? Because in order to be unlimited and abide by Huna, you have to be knowing yourself and, you know, like it all works together.
It all works on a compound.
I just can't begin to tell you how much changes in your life when you do that. Like I'm just going to leave it right there.
Take it from the top down. If you understand, if you're always learning about yourself, you're always discovering yourself, you're always assessing your own drivers, that's Sawabona, that allows you to sit in the pocket of simple and consistent work done every day, under the guise of ELF. Things that feel easy, lucrative, and fun to you. And that gives rise to this whole unlimited notion that you really can do anything.
Absolutely.
Woo! Because you're Stardust bitches.
It just gets me, every time.
Yes. No, Sandy, you mean give rise to the possibility of your thoughts. No, I mean give rise to it in reality. Yeah. Your thoughts give rise to the possibility in reality. It's back to that quantum field. Everything exists in the quantum field. Mm-hmm. It's like you're going shopping in a buffet. Mm-hmm. You get to choose what you want. So if your thoughts are going to small, and I don't know if I can do this, or I'm not good enough or big enough or smart enough to do this, that's what you extract from the quantum field. Mm-hmm. If you go the exact other direction, you extract the other. You're giving rise to the reality.
Exactly.
Okay? Woo! Number 5. Who's ready?
I'm ready for number 5.
I think we've earned another share.
By the way, I don't know if you guys saw.
I think we've earned another share.
I lowballed it today for everybody. Yes. So for 50 shares, if we can all get 50 shares, I'll do a happy dance at the end of the show.
Yes. Neil McDonald's loving this.
Numéro 5.
Oh, look at it. I love that.
I love this like language game. Like, what does OG mean?
Old original gangster.
Oh. I was like,
Buddha is the original gangster.
You know what I was like? Optimal God, omniscient God.
You're right. You know what? No, it's Original Gangster. Great question, LC. I think he means in business in particular. Do you guys teach to outsource things that aren't ELF or forget them mostly? Great question. It's a sliding scale. Yeah. When we didn't have a lot of money, we probably stacked all the things that didn't feel good, and we realized that some had to be handled by us for now, which speaks to Maureen's point.
Yeah.
But the others we let go. We simply, we took a leap of faith that, you know what, we don't need to do all this.
Right.
We need to do simple things every day.
Yeah.
So we started paring the list down.
Yeah.
But here's the big one that most business owners don't do, okay? We look at business development in 3 to 5 year plans, okay? As you gain more momentum, naturally in business you make more money. Here's what really, really stupid entrepreneurs do. As they make more money, they take more money.
Yeah.
For themselves. Bigger car, bigger home, new clothes, meals out. They start to reward themselves. Okay, so you go from $3,000 a month to $10,000 a month, but you start to take more money into the personal life, right? What you need to do is take the surplus and reinvest it.
Right.
That's it. That's all.
That's the only way to grow the business.
Your lifestyle really shouldn't change for 2 to 5 years unless you hit bank.
Right, absolutely.
But your lifestyle is not going to change. You want to reinvest it back into the business to bring on the right infrastructure of systems and people to start offsetting the shit you don't want to do.
Absolutely. And just in line with that question, Elsie, for, I use the two, they're so simple, eliminate or delegate.
Yeah.
Right? So when we're kind of keep, eliminate or delegate, because we keep things. So we literally do kind of like this, like every 3-month audit. Right? And we go down the list and we ask ourselves, is this something we need to delegate, eliminate, or keep?
Yes.
And from that, you find yourself
100%.
using ELF to assess it as a compass.
A self assesses the nature of the money, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5.
Numero 5.
I want you guys to start assessing this one on Crew Nation.
Yeah.
Have we made this part of Crew Nation? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Number 5 says simply this: family. Family. Everything is about a love mark. And we're going to explain that in a second. But that is our 5th core value, family. Not just our immediate family or our blood family or our family members by biology, but we also extend that into Crew Nation.
Yeah.
Everything we do with Crew Nation is for the purpose of welcoming you in.
Yeah.
Making you feel like you're seen, heard, and that you matter. So that the rising tides can lift all of our boats together.
Yes.
We want this to be your family. So as we keep going, have we done a decent job so far? And let me circle back and say to you, what do people call? I know, right? What is the love mark?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of our quotient underneath that core value of family. Love mark.
Absolutely. And so again, we never take credit when it's not our creation, right? So if you've read the Starbucks Experience, I'm sure you recognize the term love mark.
Yes.
From that book. But essentially what it is that, like, are you leaving a mark on the people who you touch that is love based? Where people feel safe and secure and they feel like they want to be surrounded by you continually because they genuinely feel that you love them. And here's the important thing I think that you have to understand about a love mark is that you can't fake a love mark. You can't pretend a love mark. You cannot strategize a love mark.
Right.
It is genuine. And if it's not genuine, people can weed that out, right? Yes. So for us, we've only ever come at everything that we do with a love mark approach, right? So that's the whole concept of a love mark. And I mean, it really does transcend everything, right? Your staff who work for you, your colleagues who work with you, the people at the grocery store. You can leave a love mark anywhere you go, and I personally think you should.
Yes.
So there you go.
Love mark is that, you know how Maya Angelou says, people forget what you said, but they'll never forget how you made them feel.
Exactly.
That is the breathing tenet of our core value of family.
Yeah.
We don't want you to ever forget how we make you feel.
Yes.
Or not even us, but Crew Nation. Because for all I know, Kelly Nicole chimes in mostly because she loves Lisa Arsenault's energy.
Right.
Or that Kelly Goldowski chimes in mostly because she loves Maureen's energy. We're not sitting as the kings and queens of Crew Nation. We're just trying to establish a tribe where that love mark is felt, where they feel as though they're seen, heard, and they matter. Yeah. So that, you know what, if Carrie and I, God forbid, died tomorrow, some way, somehow, this love mark would remain. Yeah. That's the point. And you can build a legacy on that, boy.
It's the only way to do it for me. Only way.
Woo!
The screen just went all over the place.
Who's ready for core value number 6? Our 6th and final core value. I want some hearts.
This one is like our 6th one, but this is the one that I could talk about for the next 8 hours.
Absolutely. I want to add a couple great comments. Neil McDonald, you and the nation make me feel empowered.
Beautiful.
Mission accomplished. And that's, Neil, music to our souls.
It is.
Trust
it really
us.
is.
That's exactly what we want.
I love the vibe. I just love, I'm just going to take 2 seconds to say, I was talking to somebody about this the other day, how much I love it when, if I'll scroll my Facebook newsfeed and I see that Steve Montfinesse shared something that Dr. Ann Shiv has shared, or Brian Sakowitz posted something and all the likes on it from their career. That is like the return on investment of my time, because I love watching people raise each other up.
I agree.
It's just beautiful.
I agree. Loving the love. Suzanne says Crew Nation definitely leaves a love mark. I so appreciate that. I think because of the love mark that B&C have given us and has allowed us crew members to become our own family. That's exactly the point.
It's definitely.
It's exactly the point. By the way, the compound. Can I give you an inside look at that compound?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Years ago, we tried to do communities like this, but we weren't ready. And I won't speak for you. Yeah. No, my bound nature would get inflamed. That if I stopped being the leader and you guys all became connected, then the community that we are trying to build, that we are investing in doing financially and time and energy wise, that is our community. It's gonna, we're not gonna, it needs to be our community, not the community. My Sawabona, I recognized myself in those moments. Right. I recognized my own drivers. Right. That allows family to be a concrete foundation of everything we build.
Absolutely.
And that's honest, vulnerable shit right there.
Yeah, completely.
Right? Completely. Number 6. You ready?
Number 6.
Communication is king. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. That's all.
Yeah.
So my one pull extraction from that core value, never sit in bound nature. Assess your driver. If the driver is not good, if the driver is, talk about it. Don't accuse. Don't get mad, but discuss. Yeah. Communication is king. Yeah. Everything breaks when communication falls down. Nothing breaks when it doesn't.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking about somebody right now who's a member of Crew Nation who, we talked about haters before and how we get haters all the time. And some of those haters are very, very loud. Yeah. And what I mean by loud is they don't always necessarily post everywhere, but they are sly loud. We have had haters watch this show, see who the repeat commenters are, and private message people to say, you should be careful of Brian and Carrie, and here's why. Okay? We have a member of Crew Nation right now, I think she's here as a matter of fact, who used to fall for that. She would disappear for months at a time. And then she'd send us a private message saying, I'm so sorry, it's just I got a message from this person. I realize now they were a hater. But at the time I was like, well, maybe there's something dubious about Brian and Carrie. Right? We have our share of haters who are nasty little fuckers. Who love to do that kind of thing. But if communication is your core value, you don't disappear for 3 months. You send a message.
Yes.
And say, hey, look, this is what I'm feeling. This is what happened. Give us a second. We'll message you back. End of problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
Communication is key.
This one really is. This one's really, really important for me.
Yes.
It's a big one for me, and I think that maybe partially the reason being is because I'm a counselor and I have been for 20 years almost. So for me, communication is absolutely essential in everything that I do. I think communication, there's an art to it. I think it's beautiful.
Yes.
I think that communication is the barrier that keeps a lot of people stuck. We've had a lot of situations where, people have held back for 2 or 3 weeks. But think about what builds when that happens. Because if somebody, like let's just say if we had a team member who was going through something or had some kind of negativity that they weren't talking about, their behavioral patterns are going to start to throw off course. Mm-hmm. So we're going to start to observe them differently. Absolutely. And then we are going to then therefore react to their behavioral patterns changing, which is only going to amplify the situation even greater, right?
Absolutely.
So, obviously we go over these core values whenever we bring anybody into our world. And I always I re-emphasize the communication one over and over and over again. But here's a piece that I want to throw into the mix, because communication is a two-way street.
Yeah.
It's not just on the person who might have something that they need to express, but as the receiver, you have to ensure that you're able to receive it in a non-reactive way.
Yes.
You cannot open yourself and say communication is king, and then somebody on our team comes to us and says, this is how I'm feeling, blah, blah, and then get angry at them or get reactive with them, because then you're breaking the communication. So communication is two-way. We have to always remember that.
100%.
So that's what I want to say about communication.
Love.
Yeah.
Crew Nation, if we earned it, let's go one more share.
Yeah.
One more round of shares if you could.
Before you wrap, or at the end of your wrapping, I've got 2 great comments of the day.
Yeah, hit it.
So,
hit it.
Comments of the day.
Yes.
These are funny comments of the day. So, Kelly, Nicole, her comment was, what the fuck? Doesn't FedEx know that I'm busy between 9:50 and 10 o'clock in the morning? And the second comment of the day was Maureen Taylor when she said, I like that my cheeks hurt when I am sitting here smiling from the show.
That's a good comment of the day.
Really
Both of them are.
Anyways, there you go.
You guys are the best. There was a request from Maureen and Dr. Ann Shivers just made a comment about receiving communication. We should do some shows on communication because I think we've nailed it. Yeah. Quite frankly,
I would love to do that.
I want to say this brazenly without being an asshole. I think our system, which our apprentices are about to learn, okay, is better than any psychological intervention on the planet.
Oh, I agree.
Better than Freudism and any sort of contemporary therapy, because we strip everything back away. Like, I mean, if you stop to think about it, like fear of a bridge and lacking confidence and no self-esteem, we subcategorize those of all different things. They're not. They're part of the same genesis of the same thing. And I say that respectfully because I love Stephen Covey. 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. One of those habits is this talking stick, communication. Where when I have the stick, I'm talking and you're listening and vice versa. I think that's stupid. I think it's stupid for a lot of reasons. Humans shouldn't need the restraint of a stick.
Also.
Okay, so when you understand our system and how the differentiation works, you're going to be unbelievably surprised how easy communication becomes.
Not to mention the fact that just because you're holding a stick doesn't mean you're listening.
Right? Right.
Oh my gosh, I could talk forever about this. We're going to do some shows on communication.
We had, or
we have, but we will as well. Les deux.
Both. French.
I'm in a French mood today.
As always, Crew Nation rocks.
We're going to miss you until tomorrow.
We are going to miss you until tomorrow. Fact.
Yeah.
So I'm going to wrap here by saying, hey, Crew Nation. I'm making eyes at them.
What the hell is that? He sounds like a squirrel.
What is that? Is a man who has broken away from living in the van down by the river. And if you don't take these 6 core values and do something with them, are you paying attention, Gary Campbell?
That's so scary.
If you don't do something with them, you're going to be like me, in a van down by the river.
I have no idea what he just said. At all. I wasn't listening. I didn't have my stick.
Get it? That was funny. Oh. Remember where you're going. Count your wins along the way. Imagine all that glory and be very mindful of what you say. Until tomorrow, good nation. Mad love.
À demain.
Wow.